is Lori from Cruising for Treasure, and you are watching my What Sold show. I'm going to show you everything I have going out the door today, and I do sell across 4 platforms, but today we just have eBay and Poshmark showing up to the party. So let's just dig right in, shall we? Now, if you have watched my videos before, let me rephrase that. If you have never watched one of my videos, this is the very first one you have ever watched, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and thumbs up because you love it. But I am basically between a part-time and a full-time reseller. I have 4 kids, especially during the summer, trying to keep up a level of activity on my platforms, plus take care of my kids and all of that stuff. It's a little crazy. So I do not pull the huge numbers that, you know, the big time resellers do. I'm more than a hobby reseller, not quite what I would term a full-time reseller. So, just to set expectations, okay? Now, I do not necessarily have a niche. I love to sell anything and everything that I can find that will make me some sort of profit. Obviously, I would prefer the higher level of profit, a higher profit margin. It doesn't always work out that way. So let me show you what I've got. And what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go ahead and show you, I have my spreadsheet here on my laptop. I'll pull up and show you how much I paid for each item. That way you can just kind of get a feel for where I'm at. Let's start with my 2 Poshmark orders that I had over the weekend. First of all, I had a Ralph Lauren layette hooded towel. This was new in the package. It's got the little teddy bear with the American flag. So cute. And this sold for $30. Okay, let's see. I look it up on my spreadsheet. I purchased this for $4. And it has been listed for about 6 weeks, and I bought it at Savers. So $4 into $30 sold on Poshmark. And of course you have to take out the fees. I do not, since they removed the requirement to offer a shipping discount, I do not offer a shipping discount. And I don't feel like that has affected my sales in a negative way at all. So, okay, so that's the first one. The next one is, this is a great brand to keep your eye out for. It's called Ufas. And these are the, I'm assuming it's pronounced ooh-ah recovery slides. These are size 9. And these ones I picked up from an online auction. And I source a lot of my items from online auctions, which I love. Let's see, this pair I paid $1 for, and I sold it for $35 on Poshmark. It took about less than 4 months, about 3.5 months to sell. So after you take out the fees, it's approximately $27 profit that I made just on that pair of shoes. So definitely a brand to keep your eye out for. And I mean, I will say in the past that brand has sold faster than it is selling right now, but it still sells. It had a lot of interest as well for a while. So, you know, whatever. Okay, next is, this is adorable. This is Vera Bradley, and this is called the Play Rio envelope. And let me see, I almost feel like I got this at Savers, but maybe I didn't. Okay, I paid $1.50. It's been listed since November of last year. And, oh, I got it at 2A Thrift. Basically, it's very similar to a Savers. Okay, so what did I say? $1.50 into $12. And it's just like a pouch, an envelope pouch or clutch, I think they called it. So it's a coated canvas. If y'all didn't know, Vera Bradley did a complete rebranding. And I think they're trying to appeal to the folks who buy Coach and Michael Kors purses and that sort of thing. So they're trying to kind of elevate their brand. What that means for the resale value, I'm not 100% sure. This is the first item that has sold since that happened, but it's pretty intense. I actually went to a mainline Vera Bradley store, like not the outlet, but a mainline Vera Bradley store after it had happened, and all of their collaborations were gone. Harry Potter, Disney, Snoopy, gone. It was all just strictly Vera Bradley label. So we'll see how that helps or hurts them. I don't know. To me, it seems an odd choice, but you can't just change your brand overnight. I mean, maybe you can, but I don't know how successful you would be at that. This is a fun one. Conair Lift and Define Hair Pick Combs. This is something from like the 80s and 90s, although this was actually made in 2013. So it's not technically considered vintage. This did sell for $6. Now I'm gonna look this up. I feel like I got this in a bag at Savers. Okay, this looks actually really bad. Listed in March. It was from Savers. I paid $2.24. So I think I sent an offer to a watcher. So that's not that great. I'm guessing what happened is I bought one of the bags off the wall at Savers, and maybe what I thought was going to be worth money wasn't really actually worth any money. So I ended up paying a little bit more for, you know, the other items that were sellable, if that makes sense. Okay, next is, these are adorable. This is Brighton, and it says on the bottom, bench made and made in Brazil. They're just really cute. A brown slip-on sandal, and with like the rhinestones there. I don't know if you can see those there at the top. Those sold for $18. I do like picking up Brighton because they do have a decent following. It's not the quickest seller in the world by any stretch. Let's see, these I paid $4 and they sold for $18, and they sold in about 3 months. So that's not too bad. And I got them at a thrift store when I was in Greenville, South Carolina for the nationals competition that my kids take part in every year. So, and typically, you know, I go thrifting while I'm there basically so I can write off my expenses. Now, I treat it as an actual work trip. I do go to several thrift stores a day, so it's not like I'm cheating or anything on my taxes or whatever. Okay, you know what? My daughter missed a pair of shoes. Let me send her a text and remind her, or perhaps she forgot about that she was still supposed to get them. Just one moment. Where are the shoes? Okay. All right. So the next item that sold this is an adorable little book, from 1968. It is 101 gifts you can make at home, and this sold for $7. This came in a massive lot of books from an online auction, and what happens when I get that is I'll go through and I'll look them all up individually, and if I feel like I can sell it for $10 or more, then I will list it on eBay. The other books that are not worth that will then go in bags that I bring to my used bookstore and exchange it for credit. And so if it's listed at $9.99 and someone puts it in their watch list, then I will automatically go in and send an offer to them. So that's what happened here. I sent an offer for $7 and they accepted and paid. Okay, next is, let's see. Oh, and also there's a pair of Athleta shorts. Help these days, am I right? Just kidding. Okay, next, this is a really fun one. This is, okay, look at the label. It's Bazaar by Christian Lacroix, and it's a silk patchwork skirt. So adorable. A-line. It's really small, size 36 in European sizing. That sold for $38, and it actually sold very quickly. So I don't know, maybe that designer is having a moment right now, or maybe it's because it's French and the Olympics and the interest is just a little elevated and that sort of thing. But I listed this on July 23rd, so it has not been active for very long. And I paid $5 for this, and let's see, where did I get it from? I got it from Savers. So $5 for this skirt, and it sold for $38. So that is pretty great. Now, this is a fun one because it was a fairly quick flip, and it's absolutely a bolo. Be on the lookout. This is off clip-on fan, circulated mosquito repellent, and it has one refill. This sold for $19.99, and I got this at a thrift store. I'm pretty sure I paid $5 for it. Let's see. I paid $4 for it, and it was listed on July 19th. Now, I also had gotten a package of 2 refills and paid $2 for that, and that sold for $15. So, when I was at the thrift store and I saw them, something clicked in my brain that I'd heard that was a good thing to look out for. And so I looked them up. The sell-through rate on these things is crazy. So even though I was paying a little bit more and not going to get as great of a profit, it is a really good thing to have things that sell through quickly, because then that indicates, it just improves your metrics. And it indicates to eBay that, oh, this seller buys things that people want, therefore maybe bump her listings up a little higher in the search results. So it's always good to find things that have a very high sell-through rate. Okay, these are Vintage American Greetings silver stickers, and I sold 2 packages. They sold for $7. I picked these up actually from the same thrift store as the off repellent things, and I paid 25 cents each. I have a lot more that are listed and to list. So those are just fun for me because it's very easy to photograph them, and then easy to list, easy to ship. So we like stuff like that. Speaking of which, I also sold a postcard, a vintage postcard, which I love to sell. This sold for $4. This one actually came to me free from a friend who, actually a family member, who gave me a whole bunch of postcards. And I list about 20 a day, maybe give or take, between 15 and 20. And so I tend to sell a couple a day, which is awesome because these things, they are so, you take one picture of the front, one picture of the back, you list them, you really don't throw a lot of time into researching them because you kind of get a feel for what is worth more than another card. And then to ship it is super easy. So $4 for that postcard, which is awesome. Okay, then I sold a landmark book, the FBI. This dust jacket has definitely seen better days. But this sold for $11, and homeschoolers actually really like this series. So if you ever come across them, you can see that at the bottom, landmark, that is the symbol for them. All right, I also love selling accessories. I feel like it's a category that is very much overlooked by a lot of resellers, but you can have a great profit from finding things in the accessories section. So this one is Capezio. It's a braided leather belt, and it's made in Argentina, which is pretty cool. Vintage. This sold full price for $19.99, and you imagine you can pick this up for 99 cents, $1.50, something like that. Great profit margin. Easy to photograph, easy to list, easy to ship. So those are things that I love. I love doing that. Okay, so then I have 2 more sales from, oh, I did not look up how much the Capezio belt is. Actually, I've missed a couple things, but let's just look up Capezio, see how much we paid for that. Sometimes I actually win lots of belts in auctions, and then So I paid $3 for this. Oh, at a Goodwill. So $3 into 20, still a great return on my investment. What's not great is it did take about 2.5 years to sell. So that's not great. Typically, I would say that it doesn't generally take quite that long to sell through these belts and suspenders and ties. Well, ties definitely can take a while to sell. All right, let's see. The next item to sell was this pair of Athleta shorts. And these were size 14, so that's a great size to pick up. And let's see, what's the name of the short? Farallon. Okay, so I paid $7 for these. I'm gonna guess that I picked these up at Sierra. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So they were listed since the middle of March. I paid $7 at Sierra and sold them for $25 on eBay. So with Sierra, that is like the TJ Maxx version for outdoor brands. And when I do retail arbitrage, I'm willing to take a lower return on my investment because it's a brand new item, which brings more eyes. It just draws more interest. And it's types of things usually that I'm just not able to find in my thrift store. I have never found a pair of Athleta camo shorts size 14 with tags at my thrift stores. So, or anything like that. So, $7 into $25, easy peasy. All right, now this is a pair of shoes, cycling shoes, Shimano, I don't know how to pronounce that. These sold for $20. Let me see when I got these. I almost feel like I got them from an online auction. Yes, okay, and I paid $8. Oh, that's not good, into 20. They did come from an online auction. So a lot of times when you have items that you pay more for like that, like you pay a higher number for a lot, I average out the price per item, but then my return on investment might be higher depending on per shoe, depending on, you know, style and name and whatever. So I can see right here that a pair of OOFUS sold from that lot that I paid $8 for, and those sold for $48.70, including shipping. So that kind of tells you, okay, my profit was actually, when you combine it all together, my profit is actually better. Saying I paid $8 for a pair of shoes and sold them for $20 does not sound impressive. But saying that I paid $32 for 4 pairs of shoes that all total sold for, let's say, $150 or $175, that sounds a little bit better, right? So anyway, that is what I have going out the door today. I'm gonna get these packaged up super duper fast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure that you have subscribed to our channel if you have not yet. And make sure you hit the thumbs up for this video. Thank you guys so much. And make sure you tune in tomorrow to see what sold today.